We get into the bar, and there's like this guy in a Hawaiian shirt, just like dance like an absolute buffoon. I'm looking at my buddy, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? This is a fucking
And then
circus.
you realize it's a mirror.
Good answer. But anyway,
Yep.
I'm like, what the fuck? Looking around, like, is this like a zoo, Kansas City? And he's like laughing too. And some girl thinks like, I guess she thinks that I'm looking at her. So she comes up to me and just starts talking to me. And
It's
I was
not a bad thing.
no, not a bad thing, but I'm having a conversation with her. She wasn't a 10, but she was a nice girl, so I'm making conversation. And then there's like another girl very close to her, like just grinding on some guy, just ugly buffoon with a fucking popped collar. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm like, oh, is that your friend? Because it seemed like they knew each other.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, it's my friend. I'm here with her. And like I see her, I'm like, her friend looks over, very good looking girl, but she looks over like lights out, no one's home, like she's fucking goners. So I'm like, hey, like, is your friend okay? Like, do you want to check on her? She's like, oh, she's fine, and just continues like talking to me. She's like touching my arm and shit. I'm like, your friend's pretty fucking gone. Like, you might want to make sure she's okay.
Good guy, Jared.
No, yeah, thank you. But
Yeah.
so I'm like feeling worried for this girl because one, she's like this ugly dude she's about to make a mistake with, and two, she can barely stand up. Like she's being supported by this guy, like she's grinding on. So I go up to her and I go, "Hey, are you okay?" And she's like, "I'm doing okay." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "No."
Oh,
So I'm like, I'm with my buddy. I'm like making sure the situation's fine. Like, hey, like, can you run to the bar and grab a water? So we grab this girl a water. Her friend still is like, doesn't give a shit. She's just like touching me and talking to me. I'm like, listen, like
plot
this
twist.
is.
Her friend roofied her.
I don't know what went on, but her friend's like, then
It's not something to joke about. I should not have said
yeah,
that.
no, it's like, you like threw me off my rhythm.
But
But
if it's like friends, like it's a little
yeah,
okay to
no,
joke about.
yeah, it's definitely different. And I don't think you meant harm there. But
Yeah.
anyway, so like I get her away from this guy, like to make sure she's okay. She's like falling on me, like I'm like holding her up. Basically, we get her to the water, and by the way, very good looking girl. So I'm like, this is gonna be a problem because some dude's gonna take advantage of her, and I'm like, I don't know why. This is new to me. Like the not that I'd ever do anything like in that way, but new to me to like play protective. I don't know what the word
Just
is.
because
Like,
you've never really been in this situation to have to like be like
yeah,
protecting
like, I
someone.
walked
Yeah.
in the bar for 2 minutes, and this is already like what I'm dealing with. Like, I wouldn't say
Yeah,
babysitting.
it's like some random girl, like you don't even know her, like you just like feel bad. Yeah.
Exactly. And like I go to get the water with my buddy, and she goes, turns around, she's like dancing on like another guy, but like barely like another ugly guy. Like she's way better looking than, and like I can tell it was just like lights out, no one's home. Like, but like it was just getting out of hand. I was like trying to tell her friend to take care of her, and we were leaving the bar soon. It was just like we got her a couple waters, and like there's only so much we could do for these random girls, but
Her friend just wasn't having it.
yeah, did not give a fuck. It was crazy. Not a good friend, clearly, but we did
That's
our best.
wild. Yeah, I've
We-
never like been like in a situation like I've been in situations where I've had to like help out a girl that was like too drunk, like looked like something bad could happen, and like never once has like any of her friends been like, "Oh no, she's fine." Like they've been like, it's been like, "Oh, like she's just really fucked up." Like we're watching her, like we're leaving
Yeah.
soon. Like that's when I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like like I don't really have to like stick around and like make sure like everything's okay.
Like Uber's
Like-
on the way or some shit. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like that'd be one thing. Like that's kind of wild though.
Yeah, or like you sat her down like near the bar with like double fisting waters or something. Like like you're taking care
Yeah,